I mean, we could talk about this one kid. Y'all heard of him, Lil Seeto. He was a good friend of mine. So said internet shooter. He's really dodging me right now, so I don't really see how he could be an internet shooter. First day they taught me how to hotwire a car. I want you to grab this bowling ball and chunk it through the window. And I was like 10. And I did that. Yeah, I got tons of family. I mean, I have a either distant uncle or distant cousin. His name's Tilman Fertitta, and I mean, he owns the Houston Rockets.
Everything in Texas is bigger. I'm looking at them feet.
This is where you say bye to.
Bye.
Just do it!
Alright, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. It's another episode, Tapping In with Hefe. Today, we have an artist up out of Texas, 17 years old. His name is 27Alone. Go ahead, bro. Introduce yourself.
What's up? My name is 27Alone. I'm a 17-year-old artist from Texas.
Okay, that's right. So, you're an artist. How did you even get into that? I would ask about your life story, but you said only 17. You ain't lived much life. So, how much long ago did you start rapping?
When I was 6.
How'd that even happen?
My cousin, he was a engineer, and he constantly made different beats in our shop building, and like from a young age, I would sit with him and just learn.
That's what's up. So, where exactly are you from?
I'm from New Braunfels, Texas. I mean, I was originally born in Port Arthur, but no, I'm from New Braunfels, Texas.
Okay, about that PAT, huh? Shout out UGK. I know they from out that way somewhere. What other than making music, like what are some of your like hobbies?
I don't really got anything else. I write. That's really all I do. I write, and then I just like to like connect with different people. That's about it. I don't really have any other hobbies. I've tried. I've done like every sport I can think of, and I mean I recently tried to use a flute. That didn't work. So yeah, just music.
Young flutie player. I hear you. What okay. So who are your influences? Let me enlighten me on that.
I could say just like my family and all, but I feel like everybody says that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd have to probably say Dax, D-A-X. I like his music, and like I just connect with it on a whole nother level, because like he just has meaning behind his lyrics, and not many artists do.
No, definitely. Dax definitely is an artist with some substance. He's definitely in his own lane. You know, hip hop doesn't favor the lyrical artist. They favor the artist that is more so giving you a glimpse into the street life. They don't, is what it seems like. Are you is that your type of music that you may listen to, or do you listen to all sorts of type of hip hop?
I listen to everything. Recently, I've gotten into Italian music, but yeah, pretty much everything I can think of.
Okay. So, I remember before you came out here, Art, Big King Drago, he was telling me that you had like something to do with like Lil Baby or something, or like industry people. What exactly, like what happened with all that? Like,
my old manager, not dropping names, but she worked part-time with Hip Hop DX, and they were looking for someone new that would do, it was something about doing something with young artists. They were trying to find a young artist, and they were trying to like do something together with that, and it would be like something on the radio station. And I was in school at the time, I believe English class, and I got the message from my manager, and she sent me a video and said like, okay, we got someone that's interested in you, everything like that. And then I was like, who? And she was like, it's Lil Baby. And I was like, yeah, sure about that one? And she was like, yeah. And then I talked to him, and it was cool because he apparently heard my music on Hot 97, and then he got a hold of my manager. So that was pretty cool.
So, you had music on Hot 97?
Yes.
How did that go about?
That was pretty cool. I remember like sitting down in my car and I pulled it up on my phone, and I just like, I was waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and then I heard myself, and it was like, I can't really explain it. The first time I heard myself like actually in a club or something, that blew me away. And then there was the parts where I would just be going to parties and my friends and families played out of nowhere, and that was interesting. But to like actually sit down and know like this is your first time on the radio and know that people are tuning in for sure, it was like a whole another experience.
No, yeah, most definitely. So, what sounds like you got some pretty interesting stories. Tell us, what else is some more dope stuff that you might have done at such a young flyer player age, such as yourself? I mean, you only 17, and you got some pretty cool little, if this is a video game, you got some pretty cool achievements, player. You about to level up on them. What else you got? Let us know something else.
Well, for one, I'm from Port Arthur, like I said, but I moved to Orange, Texas, which is like 30 minutes away from Port Arthur, because of my grandpa. And I wound up going to a Catholic school. And it's weird because that's like really when I started learning music. And you can't really do that kind of stuff in a Catholic school. And so that always got me into trouble. And I don't think I knew anyone else that went to that Catholic school and actually made music or even tried, or freestyle for that matter. No. Yeah, no. There was one dude, he got in trouble. That was funny. That was so funny. We were actually in the middle of art class in the back, and our teacher came out of nowhere and was like, "What did you say?" But yeah, I got stories like that. I mean, I got stories of how I was very gullible when I was younger. And
tell us a story.
When I originally moved over here in like 5th grade, I lived in a place called Riverbend, and it was like a trailer park. And I met this 18-year-old. His name was Joshua. And Joshua looked like a cool kid to me because, when you're younger, you meet somebody and you're like, damn, like he's older, he's cool, right? Whatever. I thought he was cool, so I followed him along, and we just pretty much hung out all the time. He introduced me to his friends, and somehow he tricked me into throwing a bowling ball through a house window. And he taught me how to steal TVs and stuff like that. I learned a lot. I was very gullible. He told me he was moving away. Actually, I remember perfectly. He told me he was moving away, and that his parents said they had to destroy that house because there were bugs in it. And he was like, I want you to grab this bowling ball and chunk it through the window. And I was like 10. And I did that. And we used baseball bats and spray paint and everything we could, really. There were tables like in there, so I'm pretty sure someone lived there. Yeah, it was a good time. It's like those mischievous times. So that was probably one of my favorites. I was very gullible. I got tons more stories. Tons.
What's the most craziest trouble you've been in that someone got you into?
First day they taught me how to hotwire a car.
Did you get in trouble for that? What happened?
I didn't get in trouble. I was 10.
So,
but it was my mom's car, and it was also my sister with me. And yeah, she knew a lot of that stuff, and she taught me how to hotwire a car. And we were driving to GameStop, and we got pulled over.
You got pulled over?
Yeah, I wasn't driving. I guarantee you I wouldn't be here right now if I was driving. My sister is 4 years older than me, so I was 10, so she was 14, so she had a little driving experience.
Oh, okay, yo, sounds like it was up out there in them Texas streets for a player, man. You was doing a little bit of everything, throwing bowling balls through walls, stealing cars, and some more shit. Did you have you ever smoked weed or anything?
Yeah.
What was the first time you did that? When you was 12? Nah, what was the first time you smoked though?
Not too long ago, like 2 years actually.
Okay.
Because I always tried to stay away from it, and I don't know, I was like, no, can't do that. And then I performed at this one concert that this guy named Baby Rock threw, and there was this girl in the crowd, and she apparently was watching one of her friends perform, and you know, Snapchat's pretty weird, and apparently I already had her on Snap. I really don't know how that happened. And I posted up on my story afterwards because I went live instead of filming the thing. So I was on my story asking anybody that went to send me a video. And she swiped up, sent me that. Literally the next day I went to meet her. And it turned out she was 19. I was 15. And yeah, I went to her house, and she lived with a roommate, my best friend to this day, and he had, he called it a pipe, but I don't really know if this is a pipe, but it was like an Indian cigar from like here to like the ground. And he was like, I'm gonna load it up, because he's been smoking since he was probably like 6. And so he handed me the stuff he was on. And he told me to inhale as much as I possibly could. And I did that, and I mean, it's from the ground up, so it went all up in there, and I was coughing my lungs up for a while. And I don't know, that sucked because I felt like I was dying.
Damn, player.
That was the first time, though.
So you went with the 19-year-old chick, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Did she like you or something?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got together. I actually took her to prom. But, yeah, no, we were together for like a year and a half.
Damn, you took her to prom when you was young?
Mm-hmm.
That's why you a young fly player, man. That's some, yeah. Only young fly players come on tap in with Hefe. Yeah, no lames, no L Savage. You gotta have some game to come sit down and chop some game with a real one. No, I'm just talking shit. But anyways, so tell me more about like your performances and stuff. Where have you performed? Have you done a lot of shows out there or what?
It kind of all started when I was looking for a job. I've worked from places to Schlitterbahn, to McDonald's, Sonic, Subway, Urban Air, all kinds of places. And it started when I was trying to find a job for music, and my buddy was like, why don't you go work at a studio? And I was like, okay, and I searched, and I found one in New Braunfels, and it was owned by Baby Rap Bezel. And he was a club promoter and studio owner, and I got pretty close with him, and he pretty much taught me how to use distribution and record people, so I know a little bit about that. But he got me my first show, and it was actually in his studio. They have like a back room, and it's like where we did like concerts and stuff. The first time I went, I wasn't expecting anything. I've never been to a concert besides like my own, and so that was crazy because there were a lot of people in that very tiny ass room, and it was very scary at first because I was talking shit, to be honest. At the beginning, I was like, yeah, I can do this. This ain't no problem. Da 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 da. And then I stood up there and I froze. And yeah, so I froze, but then like I don't know, something in me hit me, and like I was able to perform. And then I watched those videos, and like it was crazy how much like energy I had, you know. So that was like my very first performance, And after that, I slowly got more in the studio until eventually I happened to go to, it's called a Happy Place Bar, and it was in San Antonio. And I got to perform there, and that place was cool because like it had like Bob Marley shit all over, and we were listening to reggae music, and it was all out vibe. And then I slowly got called into the Austin area after performing, I think it was like 4 or 5 times in San Antonio, and I wound up getting to perform on a runway, so that was pretty cool.
Oh, you was a young Rip the Runway player, huh?
Mm-hmm. Oh no, that scared the crap out of me the first time I was looking at it, because I was like, I'm gonna be so close to these people can literally touch me.
Mm-hmm.
And like the fact that they're like on each side of you, and but yeah, I wanted doing that. That was crazy awesome. Like, I don't know, I wasn't expecting that. They said they had a stage, and I get there, and it's a runway.
Mm.
So that was pretty cool. And then I performed at Concert Crave in Houston, and I won 2nd place in that. So I performed as close as I can to everywhere I've been.
Mm-hmm.
And I recently performed in LA for the Elite Club, so that was cool too. That was cool.
No, that's lit. That sounds like a vibe. What other like celebrities have you had interactions with or been around?
I've been around Big X the Plug, Zay Exotic, Southside Hoodlum, Karma 500, Baby Rock Bezel. I'd say, Toshio Ghoul, he mentored me for a while. So, not like really big household names. I mean, I haven't fully like met him in person, but Lil Baby as well. But not very household names, but people like in my city that everybody knows. Those kind of names. And they're slowly growing too.
Okay. So growing up out there, do you have a lot of family out there? Like in Texas, is that where your family's from?
I'm Italian. They have a rule in Orange and Port Arthur to not date anyone that's in Orange if you're Italian, because more than likely your family. And it's pretty crazy too, because there's so many stories I've heard about like people in high school just meeting a random girl, and it turns out they were like distant ass cousins. So that was pretty funny.
Damn.
Yeah, I got tons of family. I mean, I have a either distant uncle or distant cousin. I don't really know him, but his name is Tilman Fertitta, and I mean, he owns the Houston Rockets, and
like how I did that, huh?
he owns a lot of different things. I mean, just recently opened a Bugatti dealership, so that was pretty cool.
So your relative owns the Houston Rockets?
Mm-hmm.
For real?
Yup.
Like the Houston Rockets, huh?
The Houston Rockets.
Not no
the basketball team, Houston Rockets.
Okay. I was about to say not no actual rockets that go, because don't they shoot rockets from space? Are we from Texas?
Florida.
Oh, they do it from Florida, huh? All right. Well, I was just making sure that the people surrounding me is smart and not dumb. That's why I said that. I know everything. Okay. Nah, but that's dope. So your people's from the Houston. So have you like met dude? Have you seen the Houston Rockets? Have you?
I have never met him, but it's funny because I went on vacation to Galveston, and I got to see his helicopter fly right above me because I found out that dude goes from Austin, Galveston, Port Arthur, Beaumont, freaking Corpus Christi, everywhere, every single day, because he has business in every different city. He owns about 90% of Houston right now.
Is he your mom's or your dad's relative? Like, how would you?
I'm talking hella distant. Like my grandpa's sons, so not my dad, but my other uncle, and his kids' brother, but then they married. It's a long ass line. Like,
oh, you got a whole bunch of shit going on.
No, we have 4 big parts of my family. We have the Salas, which is me. We have the Rossins, which is, I mean, every single one of the Rossin clan, as we call them, has either done music, my cousin, or has performed country. They're all country or rock. But they've had bands and they've been different tours. Like the Rossin Clan, they're the musicians. The Fertittas, every single one of the Fertittas has money or a business they own. They're the entrepreneur type. So, I mean, I have another, I think she's my aunt or some sort, but she's like 80 something, and she owns this one tailor company in Florida that makes millions. So that, and she's a Fertitta too. So like we have a wide variety of Italians.
Okay. So y'all can make some good food, I guess. I suppose, because I love me some good old Italian food with the pastas and the garlic, extra garlic. Yeah, with the sauce and all that good stuff. Some nice wine to complement it if you're really on your mafia vibes. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, tell me something interesting. You got any other interactions with like big name people? Other radio stories? You know, let us know something interesting about the young fly player.
I mean, my main thing is I've connected with a bunch of random people. So like Bay Rock would host these parties and I would get to meet different people, and I got to meet this one dude named Tristan, and he was a photographer, and he's done stuff for MGK apparently. And I don't know, I either been on call with them or like message them, or I met them in person. And I mean, I haven't met like really big names except for Lil Baby. Or I mean, we could talk about this one kid, y'all heard of him, Lil Seeto. He was a good friend of mine before he even got any interaction with music, and now motherfuckers on XXL Cypher and switches up, so yeah.
Yeah, so let's talk about the young fly player up out of Washington, Lil Seeto. The young, what he say? The young, what he say? She digging the shooter, or whatever the hell he said. That song's actually pretty decent, I must say. But anyways, let me hear the backstory behind with you and Lil Seeto player. Yeah, that part.
We met on Instagram. My buddy introduced me to him, and we were connecting back and forth. We were like a 3-man group. We had Drizzy Tay, and we had Lil Seeto, and then we had me and my buddy Southside Z. And we just all interacted. We tried to help each other either get, because they would be in different states. I mean, Drizzy Tay is in Oregon, and Seeto's in Washington. My friend at the time, he was in Florida, and I was in Texas. So we could instantly promote from different states. So we were in a big group like that, and we just all helped each other out. And eventually, Seeto and Drizzy got really close and started breaking away the group. And they made a song together. They did all that, and I have never done anything in person with them, right? But we were always like in contact. We were like a tight group. It was more than just business, really. It was like we created a big brothership. And one of them goes on XXL Cypher, and he gets picked up pretty quickly in the end, because he's been working the same thing with me, 6 years old. And so we all had like a lot in common when it comes to that. We're both young. I mean, Drizzy's 15 now. And we were both young, and we all had like this connection to do that, because we're all starting out. We weren't in our 20s or 30s connecting with random people. We were in a small city, and we just connected like that. But eventually, he got his name picked up. Seeto did, and he started acting like he didn't know us. And then he went in an Instagram live and started talking shit. And so me and him aren't on good terms. I'm still cool with Drizzy and my other friend, Southside. But yeah, Seeto's not in the clique anymore.
That's interesting. That is. So if by any chance Lil Seeto watches this, what do you have to say to him?
he's a bitch. A really big bitch. Actually, he's been dodging me for 2 months now. I mean, we've been going back at it before, especially today. And he's still talking shit. And so I'm dealing with that right now. But honestly, I hope he sees this. I hope he sees how he created a disturbance in something that we actually had that was powerful. Because not many artists work together.
Facts.
So I hope he sees this. He's a bitch. And so said internet shooter, he's really dodging me right now. So I don't really see how he could be an internet shooter.
Is he really out here in these streets? Is he really lit? Is he really turned up? Is he really popping it? Is he really out here fucking with bitches, or the bitches fucking with him because they digging the shooter?
Oh, he's really thug on Amigo. Yeah.
He's what?
He's really thugging on Amigo.
He's thugging on Amigo?
He's thugging on Amigo.
Oh, that's the app.
Yeah.
Where it's random people and shit. Yeah, you can't get on that thing. You might see some shit that's gonna traumatize you. You go on there thinking you about to be talking to some bitches or something. You might see a motherfucking... You might see some shit, nigga, that you don't want to see. I ain't gonna say it because I don't need my page getting looked at like it's crazy. But I definitely don't rock. Yeah, you definitely gotta be careful with them chat rooms. Them bitches. And that's some lawless areas of the internet right there. But now, so he really ain't, he ain't really a stepper like that in his section. He ain't really out there like that. I've always wondered that. I always wonder that whenever I see an artist popping it, talking about high power shit, I always wonder like, how are y'all really like that in real life? You know?
There was a video not too long ago of him getting his ass kicked because they were saying he was the big old internet shooter, and that he needs to back up what he's saying. And it's funny because this person is not only smaller than him, but is like younger than him, and they're just pressing him the entire time, and he gets his ass kicked because dude can't fight. He cannot fight still to this day, and it's funny as hell. But yeah, no.
He can't fight to save his life, huh? Would you do a celebrity boxing match with him?
Honestly, probably.
Yeah. Are you taller than him? You seem like a tall player. He seems kind of like a little not so tall. Like
I'm taller.
Man, that's like a that's like an NBA player fighting like a damn. That's like an NBA player fighting like a damn, like a little stocky baseball player or something. I don't fucking know. But nah, okay. So you don't like a little Seeto. Bet. We got that across. What else? What other type of underlying brewing beefs that you might have amongst the hip hop industry that we don't know about? You player? I don't know. It's not really in the big hip hop industry, but I mean, when I was in high school, because I recently graduated early, but when I was in high school, we all had these kids that want to make music as well, and they would just run their mouth though in the end. And I'm cool with people that are like young and trying to actually do music and actually get their name out, right? That's fine with me. I love working with people, you know? That's the thing San Antonio doesn't really have. They're like all at each other's throats. But, so it was crazy that we could, create something like that. And there was one dude, I started getting a little close to his sister. And it got pretty bad, and he made up a remark, because they had people interviewing him in school. And he made up a remark about my family and how he's really thugging and he going to kill my family, right? What'd you do? Did you draw down on him?
He had my next class. Ooh. It was my lunchtime.
This is getting good. Yes, sir. Tell us more.
I was in lunchtime when I looked over my shoulder and saw one of my friends watching that video. And so they were like, what you gonna do? Trying to get me pissed off. Meanwhile, I was already pissed off. And so I walked over to his class. I sat my back down. I slammed open the door.
Oh, you was pissed.
I was pissed. I slammed open the door. His chair was faced away from the door. And I opened the door real fast, and I picked up his chair and slammed it right down. And I walked out. And I waited outside the classroom door the entire time, waiting for him to come out, right? The bell rings. And not only are they seeing two people pissed off at each other, because I just slammed him on his back, but they're also seeing everybody crowd around us. So we had the whole entire hallway everybody knew I was doing music. Everybody knew he was doing music. So they all had their phones out. And they were all on their Instagram lives and TikTok lives and whatnot. And it didn't really help because right when we were about to do something, my coach, right, the dude that was teaching the class he was in, he pulled away Darnell. And he was like, you don't want to fight him because I've gotten in trouble many times for fighting. And he was like, you don't want to fight him. Trust me, he looks skinny, he looks weak, but you piss him off, he ain't have no mercy for you. And Darnell looked at me, and there's a video of my, like how I had beef for him for a while. But I don't really have much beef. I just have those two because, like, I don't know. I'm cool with you until you screw me over or you say some stupid shit.
No, yeah, man, and that's just part of just, you know, growing up to be a young man. You know what I mean? No man should let another man disrespect him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing to talk shit, but to blatantly just have you disrespect me, that is definitely not something that you know, that should ever be tolerated with any dude. You know, and if you do tolerate it, then you already know how it's gonna go amongst dudes. You're gonna be the pushover. You're gonna be the dude walking around wrapping up my cables. Hey, bro, wrap them cables. Bro, roll the plug for me. Bro, ain't gonna give you a bit. You know, you're gonna be one of them do-boy ass dudes. Nah. So you definitely don't want to, you know, you growing up, you definitely want to, you know, maintain your manhood and all that good stuff. At the same time, don't just, you know, don't just step into drama. Like, try to avoid drama by any means, you know. But if drama comes your way and you can't avoid it, you know.
Oh no, he deserved this one.
You gotta do what you gotta do to.
He used us. What he did was we had this awesome idea 2 days before that to pretty much sneak a PA system in school because it was like bring nothing except for a backpack or whatever. Okay? And so I brought a suitcase and we had a PA system in it. And the initial goal was to pretty much get everybody's knowledge of it except for the teachers, the principals, all the deputies, everything like that. And it wound up working pretty well because I wound up being late to this thing. And we have like this hallway and you can barely see the window. And we were doing this in the courtyard during C lunch, which is like the last lunch, and I could see, like through a glimpse of my eye, everybody in the courtyard. And I mean, there were hundreds of people in that courtyard. And on top of that, there were the assistant principals, and there were the deputies.
See what I'm saying?
And I mean, at first I was like, I can't get in trouble for this shit, right? And I stepped out thinking like I was gonna get in trouble or something, right? No, instead they clear everybody away from me, and they're like, okay, go put on a show. You have a few minutes before the principal gets here. And so I set up the PA system, and Darnell was performing as well. Because we were getting everybody in my school that was making music on SoundCloud or whatever, and we were gonna set up a big performance. And Darnell begged me and begged me and begged me to perform. And like I said, this was 2 days before all that. So I helped him out, and literally I think it was like an hour after that he started talking shit. Because he was like, oh, I don't need 27Alone, I don't need anybody, I'm Big Bond, you see this concert, right? And I mean, he wasn't lying, it didn't help. The video that we had of the concert hit like 4 million views.
Damn.
So
young viral players, huh?
Yeah, no, I made a new account on TikTok and like that day, and I posted it, and I skyrocketed to like 8,000 followers, and we had like 4 million views. And then we took that same video, put it on my other account, we hit like 550 something thousand views. So like it definitely got a lot of attention, and that didn't help with his ego, and that's kind of what started the whole beef.
Yeah, egos are a motherfucker, man. Let me tell you, you gotta definitely, it fucks shit up. Being humble is the best thing to be. I guess it's, you know what it is? There's times and a place for everything. You know what I'm saying? Like if you out with your partners or something, and you come across like, like some chicks or something, then yeah, nigga, pop your grease. You have the biggest ego you can. Let her know what time it is. Like this, I'm the prize. But when you with your partners and shit, around people that genuinely fuck with you, you really don't need to have an ego. You just be humble. I mean, really, you should be humble to the chick you meet on the street too. But it's different strokes for different folks. Maybe you want to have a big ego to this chick. Maybe she might like that. Maybe she might not. It's trial and error. There's plenty of them out there, player. Ain't no shortage of trying that method. But nah. So yeah. Anything else you would like to say? Do you feel me? Go ahead.
Nah, I don't really have much other. I mean, I do, but I can't just do it all in one go. I gotta like something. So, I think that's it. Other than we with King Jargo Entertainment.
Yeah, that part. That's the biggest announcement they need to see. They need to know. We over here in the lab. Another interview coming up next. All right. Well, shit. Any of my buddies in the background got a question for the young player? Hey, player, how you doing?
Yeah, what does your name mean? What's the meaning behind your name?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
I have a question. You say you from where?
I'm from New Braunfels, Texas.
They say everything in Texas is bigger. I'm looking at them feet. We cannot end this interview without talking about what size shoe you wear. You know what they say about the feet, right?
Big socks.
So what size shoe you wear?
I wear 15s.
Woo! 15!
You got some boats on this.
Woo!
Oh shit.
I'm not sure. I think you can deal with some Shaq. Hand me there, Shaq. Shaquille O'Neal, step forward. I know you have some shoes to fit these feet.
You can hide like 20 mice in each foot. God damn. Oh shit.
Yeah. My question was, what's the meaning behind your name?
Emotions.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's a really big meaning, but it's a really deep meaning, to be honest. It's about emotions, because there's only 27 emotions a human can feel. There are different varieties and forms of emotions, but there's only 27. And I guess my biggest thing was emotions when I was younger, because, I don't know, shit happens for a reason, and yeah, it was just all about the fact that, what's the word, I can't really think right now, but I couldn't control my emotions, because either I had something good happen to me or I had something bad happen to me in life, but it was just too quick at a time, and it created a lot of problems, and a way I can control that part of me is by going by 27Alone, because no matter how many people you have in your path helping you and all, I truly believe that you have to battle your emotions alone. So that's my name.
You a young, smart player, man. Look at you. You an intelligent young brother, man. What y'all got? Any more questions from this side?
That's deep.
No more questions? No more questions?
No.
All right, young 27 player. Yeah, when you turn 18?
June 17th.
Oh, you a Gemini?
Yeah.
Hey, he got to come back out here for June. He turned 18. We getting lit. I'm taking this nigga to the strip club. We going up, bro. We doing a whole bunch of shit that I can't do with you now because you a child, right? But when you turn 18, bro, we going crazy. By then, we'll be doing shows and shit, so we'll get you in. We might, we ain't gonna say much, but you gonna turn up with the big dogs, player. You know what I'm saying? Go hit a Kush stock or something. But nah, all bullshit aside, man, I appreciate you taking the time out your life to be on my platform. And if anyone made it this motherfucking far, you the real MVP. We out here. Players is out here. Young fly player. Big King Drago ENT. Lit Society, a whole bunch of fly motherfuckers, and the youngest player of the bunch, actually the youngest motherfucker to ever be on my shit. Actually, this is a record, bro. This is a Guinness moment. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all for watching. This is where you say bye to.
Bye.